Hello divas, dudes and dolls, I'm Kira Couture and welcome back to my quirky, colorful, and casual little review show, Very Slay, where we go over each and every main stage runway look on RuPaul's Drag Race Global All Stars. And by golly, do I wish they would have saved the look from the last review for this show for this week, because I unintentionally did the theme, which was brown. Sometimes when we do these color runways, they can be hit or miss, but I do enjoy them because we sometimes get really conceptual stuff that's set within that color palette. So there was definitely some good stuff here. But this episode, as a whole, kind of shit. So I would say it's on par with the brown color palette for this runway. I have to say, it was kind of fitting that this runway theme happened to go on an episode that, when we get into the judging and the way the episode plays out, is a bit of a turd. A big old Drag Race dookie. But anyways, for those of you who are new here, when we go over these looks, if I think it got the job done but didn't blow me away, we give it an okay. If I love it, we give it a slay, and if I don't like it for any reason, we give it a nay. And it's all in efforts to find my weekly slay of the day, my favorite look of the episode, which will go head to head up against our current ranked slay of the season, which is Galavaro's Garden of Eden look from episode 1. Whichever look holds that top spot, by the time we have a crowned winner, I will take that look and make a little illustration out of it. And as always, you can see updates for all of those things along with episode discussions. Now that I'm kind of back in a routine, those will be happening again over on my Patreon. You can join for the episode discussions in full for free, but if you want to get sneak peeks of the art and all the other stuff that I'm working on in the meantime, you'll have to subscribe for that. Any of that would be greatly appreciated because I am preparing very quickly here for a move, or stuff with getting into the drag scene around where I will be moving to and where my boyfriend lives has been going incredibly well, kind of scarily so. So I had my first gig up in that city this last week. It went amazingly. I went and did an open stage a couple days later. Did not realize it was a competition, but won said competition. But now I have a spot in their show on Friday this next week. So I'll be heading out over there again to do a couple more numbers for the audiences there and hopefully getting a little more into the scene and starting to get some bookings, which would be nice. Because of that, being able to move up there ASAP would be great. So if you want to join the Patreon and help out with that, it would mean the world because every dollar towards that goal helps so much. But enough about all of that, let's get into these looks. Okie dokie. So first up, we have Galavaro. I like most of it. I do kind of agree that there's a lot going on through the midsection, so it does kind of lose the shape. There's one too many details there. The overall kind of Mad Max punky vibe of this look, I think works for this theme, and I think works as a collective visual. So like, I'm not mad at it. I think the silhouette of it is great. The proportions are all, for the most part, correct. I really like the hair. I love the makeup. And Gala is once again one of my favorite looks on the runway this week. So I'm gonna give this a slay. And it's bullshit that she was in the bottom two. Let's be real. Next up we have Pythia, and I love that she took this in more of a campy direction. I think the cut of this, especially around the hips, is really good, really flattering. It's just a wonderful silhouette. I think the hat is a fun idea. I love the fact that it's like a trained taxidermy bear, very much like what Lord Farquaad does to Mama Bear in Shrek. That kind of energy, here for it, very much here for it. I think the fur details are placed correctly. And this type of fur can look really cheap and really tacky really quick, but I don't think that this does. I think the amount of rhinestoning and embellishment work on this, it's simple, but it's just enough sparkle that I think it gets the job done. I love this sort of like old Hollywood glam makeup as well. It's very 30s, 40s, so I'm here for it. I'm gonna give it a slay. Now next up we have Nelenia, and this is easily my favorite thing she's ever worn, by a long shot. And this is like the exact type of campy kooky drag that I love. And I adore a musical reference. I love the sheet music that's used as like piping throughout the look. It's so good. It's got all of the right details for the look reading like a violin. I think the look is genius. It's designed incredibly well, and I am a huge fan of this. I was kind of surprised that she wasn't in the top. I thought this was going to be an episode where they were going to judge them individually because of how the girl group episode went the previous week. But some of the performances in those other two videos were just like quite shite. Next up, we have Alyssa Edwards. Speaking of quite shite performances, acting challenges are not her forte. This runway, though, I love. It's one of my favorites this week. I think the headpiece is so cool. It's got all the right details. I love the parasol. I love the little gear works throughout the whole thing. I love the little jetpack she has in the back. The silhouette is so correct. So correct for this reference. I love the little neck corset. I love the skirt and the bustles. There's just a lot of really good elements here. This is a slide. But if we were going off of performances, I would say she should have been in the bottom. Then we have Queen Kong up next, and her look, this is another one this is probably my favorite look we've seen from her so far. I think the scale of this is perfect for her. The headpiece, all the detailing, like the detailing in this is immaculate to begin with, but I think when you get into the overall shape and silhouette of every detail of this, it is the exact right scaling for her body. It's the exact right scaling for her drag, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. And I love when Queen does these like representational looks that are very culture centric. I think those are the looks that she does best. Really great. I'm gonna give her a slay too. Next up, we have Tessa Testicle. I like it. I like the silhouette of the shoulders. I think it's quite fun. This jacket moment with the black piping. Having that leopard print really helps pull the black detailing out and vice versa through the print. I like the stonework. I love this hair. Love this hair. And her makeup looks great. I do think silhouette-wise, it is a little simple compared to other things on the runway, but the sleeves are really what takes it into that drag space. Had she just done like a straight sleeve, it would have just been like a suit, and it wouldn't have been exciting. And I think there's enough here that it's still draggy. So I like it. I don't love it though, so I'm just gonna give it an okay. It's still good, don't get me wrong. Then we have Soa Demuse, who's giving us this like William Dorsey Swan moment. Love this. This is so cool. All of the pleating throughout this entire look, from the fans to the skirt to the hair. This hair is insane. I can't imagine how heavy it is. And I mean, she holds it up basically the whole time they're on critique, so it's like, it's clear that it's a lot of weight. The color palette, correct. The skirt detail, correct. Like, this is, I would say, my favorite thing we've seen from Soa so far of the whole competition as well. Like, there were a lot of looks this week that I thought were really strong, that I really enjoyed a lot. And then there's some that I really just did not feel that strongly for. Luckily for Soa, she's in that former category. I adore this. She's getting a slay. Next up, we have Eva the Queen, and I love this hair. I love this hair so much. The hair is so cool. And I love the mug. I love the coat. I love that the coat is lined. You know, I'm a fan of lined things. And I like the color of this dress. This particular shade of brown on her is really gorgeous. However, I do wish it was a gown. The photo that she's posted of like kind of the revamped version of the look, where she's got this like longer gown with this fur trim, I think had she done that for this, that would have beaten the simple discussion that was thrown her way. I think when you get into the look, when you get rid of the coat, it's a brown cocktail dress with some brown gloves. It's gorgeous. But when you look at other looks on the runway, like Alyssa's, like Queen's, like Nalenia's, it doesn't land as hard. It's still good, but it's not incredible, so I'm also gonna give her look an okay this week. Next up, we have Vanity Vane, who just straight up lies on the runway this week, and they did her so shady in the edit when she says that this look is a recreation of a silhouette that the winner of Drag Race Sweden, Admira Thunderpussy, wears a lot, because it's a completely different silhouette in terms of the skirt structure. It baffles me that she says that it's the same, because it is so clearly not. And Vanity is not gonna be really impressing me on the runway anytime soon, I have a feeling. It's adequate. It's a dress that is brown. I don't like the print. I don't like the cut. I don't think it's flattering on her. And it's mostly the neckline of this. And because the neckline is so straight for the most part, like, yeah, there is like a little bevel there, but because of it being fairly linear, that makes her look really boxy. It's just not a great silhouette for her body. I wish she would have had more of a sweetheart neckline with this dress, had a strapless situation, and actually if she's going to add like the trumpet skirt that Admira has, actually adding the trumpet skirt. The hair's cute. I'm gonna give it an okay. Then we have arguably the worst runway queen this season, Kitty Scott Claus. The fact that she had the audacity to say that Eva's look is simple while she's sitting in the back safe, as if hers is high quality glam. She looks like a high-end streetwalker, which, you know, is a vibe. I'm not gonna dock her points for that. Eva's coat is better. Eva's outfit under the coat, as simple as it is better than this. I don't like the cutouts on the leg. I don't think on Kitty they're flattering. The makeup's fine. It's a standard Kitty face. I just think there's some detailed things and finesse with this wig that I'm not a fan of. I don't think it's the right scale for her head, and it makes her proportions as a whole look a little wonky. I just don't think it's big enough for her. The outfit is ho-hum. I also just don't like the print. It's not my fave. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the way that it latches over the heel, like with a stirrup pant. I wish it had just been like either a full boot cover. Like honestly, I wish she just worn a boot with this. I think that would have looked better. But for me, this is an A. There's a lot of styling choices here that I don't like. And that is a wrap on Very Slay this week for Global All-Stars. And now it's time to pick my Slay of the day. And I think it's going to have to go to one of 3 people. And those 3 are Soa, Alyssa, and Elenia. But I'm a classically trained pianist, so music looks get me together like that. So with that said, I'm gonna be giving Nelly my Slay of the day. I think this is so fun, so well put together, and such a well executed concept. Let's put that look head to head against our current Slay of the season, Galavaro's Garden of Eden look. And when I get into both of these looks, I think they have so many great details. I would love drawing a piece around both of these. But Gala's is gonna stay on top again because I adore that look and the detailing of it way too much to knock it out over this. So Gala once again holds that top spot going into episode 6. And this week is a design challenge, so this is going to be interesting. We'll have to see how this all turns out, and I can't wait for every second of it. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those lovely little things. Tell your friends even, why don't ya? And we will see you in the next one. Be sure to go out there, stay kind, stay queer, and make sure that your day is very slay.